You're listening to episode 85 of Soccer Cards United. This is the number one soccer card. Sorry, you're listening to episode 85 of Soccer Cards United. This is the number one soccer card podcast. We were in England for a couple of days, so you start to pick up
a terrible accent.
A terrible accent that sounded vaguely Australian at the start. Let's be honest. I never really recovered.
No.
But I'm Jason and that's Enzo, and you're all very welcome to the show. We have a big one this week. We're going to be talking about the second leg of the Champions League semi-finals. We're going to be talking about some CCG, PWCC news. We're going to be talking about
CSG.
No, CCG, the parent company. Doesn't
I'm so sorry.
So
sorry, Jason.
Just
look at that. The smoke. Stop looking at me.
Just
stop it.
And yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about on the show today. First, we will have to give an update on Pearl.
If you haven't seen it.
Because Top sent an email to everyone who had bought Pearl directly from them. But if you bought it directly from us, we didn't actually pass on that email.
You idiot.
By email.
I told you to do it, I think.
Yeah, but I don't...
you were busy.
I was busy. So anyway, I'm just going to do it now. Top said, "Dear customer, we regret to inform you that due to global production supply chain issues, your order of UEFA Pearl Champions League has been delayed. The delivery is expected to arrive by the end of May. We apologise sincerely for the delay here and are doing everything we can to improve on that date." So basically, they're going to have their stuff ready to ship by the end of May. The more interesting part is this second paragraph where they say, "Going forward, Tops are changing the way we release some of our bigger print-on-demand sets and will start production before collating our orders. By doing so, we hope to greatly improve the time it takes to get product to you after you place an order. Thank you again and again we apologise for the delay. Signed, the Tops team."
It is great to get an update.
Great to get an update.
But it has been a long time.
It's been months.
Yeah.
It's been months and months. Now, it was pointed out to us that the week after we ordered we received our pearlescent stock business cards, they announced that they had supply chain issues trying to get pearlescent stock. So
it's our fault.
It's not definitely our fault, but we can't rule it out.
Yeah, those business cards look great though.
They do look great and they feel great. So hopefully we get that to everybody. As soon as we get it, we'll ship it out, and as soon as Tops get it, they'll ship it out to so on and so forth. Anyway, this second thing where they say we're changing the way we we do print on demand sets, we don't really know what that's going to look like or how.
No, and it says bigger one, so again, they're obviously classifying Pearl as a bigger on demand set versus some of the kind of smaller,
something like a Bundesliga stars of the season.
Yeah. So I'd say that's great news because that's how it should be done.
Yes. So that's just a little update there. Then we want to move on to recapping our experience in London this weekend. So we're back in London this weekend for another card show at Sandown Racecourse. This time we were first time vendors. We had a table and we were selling our wares. We were flogging our goods. We had some wax. We had some slabs, we had some singles, we had a little display case, we had a lovely looking roller banner.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
I don't know how we got that through the airport, the roller banner.
Oh yeah, we should say about what happened in the airport.
Yeah, we had a carry-on bag and we had a roll bag, and then we had this roller banner as like this additional super long bag, and we didn't know how to check it in or we didn't know how to add it to our tickets.
Because the only option was a big suitcase or sports equipment.
And it was like, I guess we could say sports equipment, but that's not true. So we said we'll just deal with it on the day. We'll get kind of taken for a ride and pay the expensive fees for whatever they're going to charge us to bring it on board. No problem. And we just ended up walking through the airport and everyone was like, no, you can bring that. That's no problem. Yeah,
the first woman we spoke to wouldn't even really stop. She was just talking to us as she kept walking. She was just like, "What's that?" And we said a roller banner. And she said, "Let me see your boarding pass." And then we showed her boarding pass. And she said, "That's fine. You can bring that on." And then we said, "No, but all the boarding pass says that we have carry-on bags, and these are the carry-on bags." And we pointed at the carry-on bags, and she said, "No, it's fine."
It was very funny.
It was 4 in the morning, so we were like, okay.
She was tired, we were tired, we said okay. And the whole way through the airport, we're like, at some point, they're going to stop us.
Yeah, she was up late, we were up early.
Yeah, so.
And neither of us were on top form.
No, not at all.
So, and then everyone from that point just assumed that someone
cleared it.
and just we walked onto the plane with this roller
So we got
banner.
there with the roller banner. Sorry, we arrived to the show late, Jason.
Yeah,
Or just about late.
yeah,
For
because
vendors.
we were out on Friday night in the middle of London and just
The
around
Irish boy.
Leicester Square, having a few drinks, and so, and we also hadn't slept the previous night because we were traveling.
Yeah.
And
It was a mess.
It was a mess. So we were exhausted, and our plan of getting up at like 6 in the morning and getting the train out to Surrey for the show was
Crazy.
in that context. And so we ended up having to jump in a black cab and rushing out to the show. And there was a big snaking line all the way up to the gate. And
Looked brilliant.
Harry was just letting people in and taking a nice video and everything. And you can probably see us in a few of those videos in the background with our bags and everything, being like, "Sorry, can we just get through here? We're vendors."
Yeah.
So that was fun. But I have to say, as soon as we got in there, immediately someone came over to us, checked us in, got us our table. The whole organization
was so fast.
was unbelievably efficient.
That was amazing, yeah. That was really, really good.
Because we obviously we weren't, like, the process of getting the table and renting the display case and all that stuff was very, very smooth. We were already impressed with the operation. But when we got there and, you know, like, the team that were running the show were so clearly identifiable. They were, like, on top of it. Clearly wasn't their first time doing this.
Yeah. Because the fact that they seen us, they knew we were late, knew we had a table, and they just took us, sorted it out real fast.
Yeah, you know, because you can kind of tell a lot by how they react to something like that. They didn't go, "Lads, you're late."
Who are you?
Yeah, the professionals just go, "Right,
Done.
I've already acknowledged that you're late. I'm just going to sort it."
Yeah, so we missed all the pre-show banter, which we assume was going on
Probably
with all the vendors.
all the other vendors were having a great time without us.
And we were there and we started setting up. We didn't get it because I reckon that's a time where we could have walked around and had a look at other vendors, what they had. Because we actually never left our table in the end.
No.
I just snuck off and got some free Tops t-shirts because they were sponsoring the show. There were 2 mediums I brought back. I knew Jason wouldn't fit into them, but
Yeah.
that's 2 for me.
Yeah.
But it was brilliant. Like, we set up really, really fast. I want to give a shout out to the vendor who was next to us, even though he undercut our wax price when he seen our wax price.
Yeah.
Ben from, I believe, BHA_cards on Instagram.
Right.
He was amazing.
He's a nice guy.
Nice guy. He helped facilitate the deal for the Pinamonti because in the corner of my eye, he sold a Pinamonti cracked ice rookie ticket. Because I seen it, I said, I'm going to get that as soon as we have a bit of time. We never had time. Then I looked over and he had replaced it with other things. And I said, did he just move it? Is it gone? It was gone. And the person who bought it eventually came to our table and he came to me and said, "Enzo, that's the guy I sold it to."
That's the guy.
And then we curated a deal. And then, yeah, he also gave us, after he sold out his wax after undercutting us, he gave us free stamps. No, price. Our price, we had a price gun, right? This is a mess, Jason. You're like, "Enzo, what are you doing? This is not how you do a podcast." We had a price gun and we had everything priced, but the wax, you couldn't really see the labels clearly because our wax prices were so good and they weren't selling, Jason. I said, these people are not seeing. So he ended up giving us a real colourful pricing display that we then stuck on. And
we
sure
had
enough,
price guns that you would have on a small item like a paperback book or a can of beans or something.
Yeah.
So it was lost against the colourful background of a box of Topps Chrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once we upgraded to those new labels, this is one tip no one sent us. We asked for vendor tips.
Yeah.
They start selling. Our wax start moving.
Yeah.
Maybe like 10 boxes probably.
So that was good. We also, our pickups were the cracked ice peanut. Bear in mind, we spent the whole day selling cracked ice Pinamonti. We had
Jude Image Variation Auto.
Image Variation Auto
to
from
50.
Stadium Club.
Yeah,
where he's
to
doing
50.
the big smile and he's kind of pulling the sides of his mouth there. That was so fun. And then also a box of FIFA Score.
That was fun.
Yeah.
We ripped that.
In that box, we ripped that after the show, and in that box there was a case hit for FIFA Score, which was very exciting as well. And a numbered Cody Gakpo rookie.
Yeah.
Which is exciting as well. So that was fun. There's probably loads of stuff on all the individual tables that we would have liked to have gone around, but we didn't have time.
Yeah. In future, there's going to be 3 of us. If we vendor again, there'll be 3 of us.
Yeah.
We'll bring our friend in because I think we needed that kind of time. We have 2 people at the table, one person do a loop around.
Yeah.
Would have been nice. Like, I didn't get to see anyone's table.
No, I don't think there was any other EU vendors there.
But we also cannot confirm that.
Cannot
we
confirm
didn't
that.
walk around.
But we can assume that. So I think we did
We did EU proud.
we did the EU proud.
We did our best.
Yeah. And it was very fun. And I was really, it was kind of an energizing event.
Yeah.
Because first of all, the listeners that came up to talk to us were, to a person, all super nice.
So fun.
We appreciate that so much. Too many to name came up to us, but everyone was very good, very very positive.
We got some photos.
Got some photos of people. If you came up to the table and we were in the middle of a deal, or we were talking to somebody, and then you kind of just were like, "Oh, it's they're too busy, I'll just leave it," and didn't get to talk to us, we apologize.
Never meet your heroes. If we were rude to you.
If we were rude to you because we were confused and tired, we apologize.
We were very tired, by the way.
Yeah. More than one person said to me over the weekend, "You look exhausted."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Thanks.
Fuck
you.
Yeah.
And more than one person told us that our podcast gets some late night pillow talk going, Jason.
Yeah, people
People's significant others know us, and not necessarily because they want to.
Yeah, as the guys who do those weird football card sleep tapes.
Yeah.
So it was just great fun to meet people, and also just to look around. And there was breakers at the show doing live breaks, and you could tell that because every once in a while from a corner over there you'd hear somebody go, "Oh!" and you could only imagine what they were hitting. You had people doing Pokemon, doing
Magic the Gathering was in the house.
Magic the Gathering was in the house. There was sealed boxes, there were singles, there were slabs, there was some real fire across all the different sports, and people were walking around with their solid cases,
slab cases,
putting them on the table, asking, "Do you want to do trades?" We coined actually a good phrase, which is, if someone says to you, "Are you open to trades?" you can respond, "Are you open to cash?" Because people always say, "Are you open to trades?" And you go, "Yeah, well, I'm open to trades, but only if you're open to cash. Because if you're not willing to pay me, I might trade.
Yeah.
But just so I know."
A lot of our trades involved cash.
Oh, we only do part trades.
Yeah, we only do part trades, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
actually, don't. We don't. We did one full trade.
What was it?
We traded a Thiago Alcantara Stadium Club auto.
Is that gone? I didn't know that went. I thought with the patch.
No, the patch was sold for cash.
Okay.
And the auto for Thiago Alcantara.
Oh, I remember this. Sorry.
Was traded for two Southampton patch autos from, I want to say, Immaculate.
I think it was, yeah.
James Ward-Prowse, who was touted with a move to Manchester United today in the papers, and Danny Ings. Yeah. So they were just beautiful cards.
And a Saints fan will take them.
And a Saints fan will take them at some point. So if there are any Saints fans out there, give us a shout. But yeah, it was just great fun. I was just like, wow, I couldn't have imagined 18 months ago or nearly 2 years ago when we started this podcast that this kind of stuff would be going on
So soon.
even in London.
Yeah, so soon.
And
it was surreal to kind of set up with our roller banner, which obviously was branded as Soccer Cards United, to be at a table and to kind of feel like, I don't know, like people knew us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting a name to a lot of the faces we interact with on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Was amazing. Talking to people, having a laugh. It's so weird though, like having a table, because we had two experiences now where we got to walk around, had a lot more freedom. Maybe I don't want to say a lot more social, because we definitely talked more at this show from the table. But like we got both experience. It really was fun, and I only wish that we could have kind of bopped around the show more and seen the other tables, because I'm sure there's people at the other tables vendoring that probably knew us as well, or that we knew or interacted with on Twitter. But it was really fun, very tiring. Like we booked it in a weird way that we were wrecked, but truly a fun weekend. And I do think I'm giving us props, Jason, for kind of becoming a full vendor table that by all accounts looked well. I think people said on social media, and doing that by like traveling to a different country to do that.
Yes, that's right. So props to us, and props to Harry and his team at London Card Show for putting together an unbelievable
event.
Yeah, it was great.
And to the Bear pub that we went to afterwards.
Went to the Bear pub afterwards, yeah, in wherever we were.
And a shout out to the little hot dog stand that was outside the stadium. They gave us a good hot dog and a good laugh.
Good hot dog and a good laugh. We were
hungry.
Next time we go to London, we're go to England, we're gonna be taking bets on the over under on how many times we get asked, "Are you Irish?"
No, what about the Montenegrin?
The Montenegrin man, yeah,
and his Swiss
wife. Yeah,
there you go.
These two obviously European people came up to us. I mean, continental European people came up to us and they were asking. They go, this guy goes, "Are you Irish?" I was wearing an Ireland top.
Yeah. Jason wanted people to know.
So I said, "Yeah." And he goes, oh boy, do I have something for you?"
He was
in
so
his
excited.
heavily accented Montenegrin voice.
And his heavy backpack was coming off.
His heavy bag, and he goes like, "I have something for you." And he goes, "Oh."
It's like Santa Claus.
Yeah, he had a big beard. And he goes, "All right, I have a 2016 Prism Euros numbered autograph for Ireland." And he was like, "Are you buying?" And I was like, "Yeah, go on, show me what you have." Like thinking, I didn't know what was going to be. It was really exciting.
I was thinking it was Robbie Keane or something. I don't know what was.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god!"
You were buzzing, like.
Wes Houlihan.
Can I say I was in conversation with someone doing some deal at this point, and I was overhearing all this, and I was looking to my right, and I was seeing all this happen, and I wanted, I don't know who I was talking to, no disrespect to that person, I wanted to be in on your conversation so much. I was so excited. I was on the edge of my seat. I wanted to interact with these Europeans.
Because what could it like?
And who is it?
So he takes it out, and he goes, "Look at this," and he kind of does the thing with you use one hand to place it and then another hand to prop it up, almost like a card stand.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, look at this," and it's a Stephen Davis auto for Northern Ireland. And I was like, "Oh no!" And immediately he was like on the back foot, and I was like, "That's Stephen Davis." As if he knows who Stephen Davis is.
Yeah, that's Stephen Davis.
That's Stephen Davis.
Very talented footballer, by all accounts.
Oh yeah, a great career. He's that's Northern Ireland. He's from Northern Ireland, and he plays for Rangers. He's not even the right kind of from Northern Ireland.
Oh no.
And so he was like, oh, and then because he's Montenegrin, so he's used to like kind of like Yugoslavian,
the Bosnian.
Bosnia. He thought it was a situation where he just tried to give an Nathan Dzeko card to a Croatian. You know, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. You know, I thought you might like it." And I was like, "It's okay."
Hobby's different in Europe, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah, for the Americans, this thing, people really care about soccer. It's not like I see Americans with like Chelsea and PSG fan in their bio. Just to let you know, that's not allowed.
No, there's things that happen on Chelsea trains.
Yeah, exactly. So but then we were talking about it, to kind of diffuse the tension. I said, "Where are you from anyway?" And he said, "Montenegrin." And I said, "Oh, Montenegro. I'm always checking when they were playing internet just to see if Stefan Savic scored." And he goes, "Why do you care about Stefan Savic?" I said, "I'm an Atletico Madrid fan." And then he goes, "I have a story you're gonna like." And he tells me that he grew up next door from Stefan Savic, and that his dad and Stefan Savic's older brother were in the military together. And then I didn't want to ask anything more about his experience in the Montenegrin military, so I just left it at that. But he said his mum used to mind Stefan Savic when he was a child, and I was like, that's so fun. And we kind of had a mutual appreciation for Stefan Savic, and through that we healed the wounds that he had opened with his Prism auto. And he closed his case back up. I shook hands with him, shook hands with his Swiss wife, and she said, "I'm staying out of this," and off they went.
Yeah, they were a delight. I only got a little bit of the conversation, but
that nice. Kind of experience you can only get if you're at a card show mixing with people.
Yeah.
So
that kind of volatile, dangerous experience. But it was brilliant. I didn't even talk to Harry. Didn't even interact with him because we arrived too late.
Yeah,
I'm sure he was probably going around talking to everyone.
I would say he did that.
I would absolutely put that to a T. Amazingly hosted. It was well sponsored, well represented. Happy to have gone over. Sad we weren't there a little bit earlier to kind of bop around, interact with everyone. But it was a brilliant show. Yeah.
So, if you didn't get to that one and you are in the UK, or to be honest, like for any of the Irish lads listening, it's. If they're having one of those again, either in London or somewhere like Birmingham or Manchester where you can get to it easy, or Liverpool, head over. It's good.
Well worth it.
Yeah, as long as you don't mind being asked if you're Irish. So let's move then to the next item, which is a story from our good friends over at Sports Collectors Daily.
Is this Rick Mueller again?
This is Rick Mueller. I think it's a one-man band.
Okay.
Over there. Or maybe
he takes the
Rich
hits.
Does he does all the top stories. So we had a thing with another grading company coming under the umbrella, the same umbrella as another grading house. We've already had this with collectors who own PSA and Golden, but now we have this, right? So here's Rich Mueller on sportscollectorsdaily.com. Certified Collectibles Group, parent company of CSG and PWCC Marketplace, say they've partnered on a new submission program aimed at allowing collectors to have cards graded and offered for auction in less than 2 weeks for $20 per card. The new grading and selling program will be conducted through an online submission process through PWCC. Submitted cards receive priority grading and encapsulation through CSG with an estimated 10-day turnaround time. Cards are returned to PWCC and immediately added to their auction builder curation algorithm, which optimizes cards for sale in upcoming PWCC weekly Sunday auctions. The $20 cost to grade each card is regardless of its genre, category, size, or value. There is no limit on the number of cards a client can submit. Grading fees will not be charged up front. The cost for grading will be collected from the final sale of the cards that were submitted. And here's a quote from Jesse Craig, who is business developer director at PWCC. This offering is now the fastest and easiest way for customers looking to grade the vast majority of raw trading cards currently in circulation. The partnership removes the major hurdles associated with grading and selling raw trading cards. You submit your cards raw once to PWCC and we take it from there.
That is really smart.
So CSG recently unveiled a new design holder. Yeah, we talked about the holder when it came out. And they have, in the last 15 months, since they opened, it says here, since its launch 15 months ago, CSG has graded and shipped more than
15.
Yeah, I remember covering that when they launched.
Damn.
Oh, good Lord. Maybe we've been around a while.
I feel like this podcast's been going on for 2 years, but we think it's been going on for 1.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Damn.
Because that was a big... Good Lord. They've done 750,000 sports cards since we talked about them first.
Someone was shitting on them recently, but then someone else called them out and was like, this isn't a random grading company like HGA. I don't want to send them a straight shot. But they had the kind of reputation from the magazines and from the coins, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Like they had an actual reputation, which is that's the biggest criticism. It's not like I'm a PSA merchant and how dare anyone not be PSA. It's just like,
who are these guys?
You need the reputation. Like they didn't have it in sports cards, but they still had a grading reputation for years.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure when they launched, they headhunted some people from other grading companies. So let's talk about that. So the idea is here with a handy little graphic. You could send in. They've used the Kevin Durant rookie here, but let's say it's a Messi autograph. You can have a raw Messi auto, then you send it in to be graded.
I actually want to do that right now with our Messi auto, Jason. You just said that.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? You send it in raw. CSG, PWCC receive it. They send it to their friends, their sister company at CSG. Then CSG, once it's graded, send it back to PWCC. And PWCC decide when it should go up for auction. Once it goes up for auction...
No, but you get to decide to put it up, I think.
No, it says...
The auction builder, no?
Cards are returned and added to the auction builder creation algorithm process, which optimizes cards for sale in upcoming... So it decides...
You don't have control. You can't put it in the PWCC vault. It has to go to auction, is it?
No, I think it goes... Let me just go see what PWCC say, right? Because... All you need to do to access the service is start a new submission through PWCC. Select the weekly Sunday auction plus grading option.
Okay, so it has to be auctioned. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So CSG will send your cards directly to PWCC, and PWCC will queue them for an upcoming weekly Sunday auction when they arrive. It's that simple. So it might not be that week, but the whole idea is that you don't have to pay anything up front.
Yeah.
So for that reason, they need to keep moving the cards through the auction.
But it's also incentive on both ends. From CSG, they get more grades and the grading, like they get to grade more things, and then PWCC they get to auction more things instead of like if you just stored it in the vault, you're just getting a super cheap grading process.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's great. That's real smart.
Yeah. No, and they've listed a few of the benefits here. 10-day turnaround time. Every card will be graded by CCG within 10 business days. So obviously they're prioritizing these ones to build this process up. No paperwork. Forget the forms. PWCC will handle the entire process with CCG. You only need to follow the submission process on PWCC's website. So you only have to... A lot of people are put off on grading. I was talking to somebody about SGC the other day in the Twitter DMs, and they said they didn't want to do it themselves because they were just afraid of all the paperwork and the forms and all that stuff.
I said that's so smart. And this isn't an ad. Like I'm actually.
No, we haven't been paid for this.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like this is obviously huge news. I seen it and sent it to Jason, and Jason was like, "I seen this Friday. Relax, so I'm on it." But I'm just literally picturing all of like the raw cards I have
Yeah.
and thinking I could just ship it
The PWCC ones.
without paying anything.
Yep.
They'll like if I want to sell, But I'm not sold on CSG, might I say?
Well, this is the thing.
That's the only. Like if I could do that with any grading company,
Yeah.
I'd be so hyped about that. Like I'm like, do I want to put this in a CSG slab? Not necessarily.
But in fairness, one thing that comes up for me is that if this was, let's say, Golden unveiled this service with PSA.
Yeah. Which is possible.
These guys are going to show how to do it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's an unbelievably good idea.
No, it is. It's genuine innovation in the space. Look at us. It sounds like an ad.
But if it was Golden and PSA,
Would we be shitting on it?
the first thing we would think is, well, sure, anything that gets submitted by that.
Oh, yeah.
Because we said, like,
but anything that's submitted by this.
because we said that Ken submits. We were like, Ken probably submitted that himself to PSA.
Yeah.
Golden doesn't, like, that's not. But this is
If it happens, it happens behind the scenes. But this is that.
This is actually that.
So if I sent in my Beckham rookie, there's an incentive for them to give it a good grade because the back
They're sending it back.
the back end of it, PWCC are auctioning it, and they're going to get a bigger.
And the parent company is the same.
That's a bit filthy.
So that's the only.
I think it's because I didn't even treat them as a real grading company.
I know. I had to
it's
put
different.
it in terms of Ken Golden.
Yeah, you had to put it in terms of Ken Golden and PSA, and now I'm like, that's actually scandalous.
Yeah. So
Damn.
that's it. So it's a great. Like, it is undeniably a great idea. But the thing that you wonder is,
I don't like that now. But I love it, but I don't like it. That makes sense.
well, yeah, it's just something they have to. All they can really do is say.
Now, obviously, they still have their reputation. Like they can't be given 10s for things that aren't that will.
No, exactly.
You do that one too many times, and the entire process is fucked.
Yeah, and.
But it still looks bad. You can't be owned
CSG
by the
have
same.
a reputation as being super tough
Yeah.
card graders.
No, in fairness, I don't. It's funny because you can say that they'll just manipulate it, but in reality,
Why would they?
you ruin your entire reputation doing that.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
But it's still nasty. Like I wish that existed without the two of them being owned by the same people. Do you know?
Yeah, but I suppose even in a situation where they weren't owned by the same people,
There's still an incentive. Yeah.
there's still no incentive. So it's just one of those things where all they can say is, we don't,
We don't do that.
and then we just have to believe them.
Yeah. And then someday we'll see something crazy and we'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but like for instance, if that
There's a dual thing that if they're really trying to that might be like one of the harshest methods to grade something because of their fear. If we assume them to operate with integrity, they might be actually so scared of people like us being like, look at them corners on that prism.
Yeah, exactly.
That it could actually be a much more tough process maybe to get a 10, for example. It's a weird one.
Maybe so, but like, I'm just looking here on the CSG statement. Your man Jesse Craig saying stuff like,
wait a minute.
Yeah.
What happens if you submitted you could technically submit a card to them?
Yeah.
That's worth $5.
Mm-hmm.
They grade it. It's still worth $5. Sells for $5. How do they get their grading fees?
There might be a minimum value. Oh, hang on a second. Let me have a look. Oh, they charge you the $20 if your
card sales.
if your card sale doesn't outstrip the cost of the service.
You still get charged.
You still get charged.
Like invoice. Okay, fair enough. PWCC are still trying to get money off me for the card I have in the vault. Leave it alone.
Yeah, no submission forms, fill and print, no estimating card values. That's one of the things that, again, like if you're just doing grading for the first time and you're maybe just doing 5 cards and you don't really, like, you just got into the hobby.
You don't know.
Estimating card values is hard.
No, to be honest, I kind of love this.
No worrying about turnaround times, insurance.
I just have loads of like old school Panini Calciatore stickers that I'm just thinking like they're just sitting there.
These would be perfect.
I could just ship them there, and they might make something.
Exactly. It's a great idea.
I'm scared of auctions though, to be honest. That's just like my preference. I know everyone. I'm just like I much prefer to put up a fixed value and try get it.
Yeah.
Than potentially sell something for like less than I could have got it for, but that's the game.
Yeah, and I mean, this is just a great idea. Like the only things holding this back are one, the integrity question.
Yeah.
And 2, whether PWCC is the best place to sell something,
and whether CSG is the best lab to have it in.
the best lab to have in. So
it's very smart.
But it's very like they can't, like, they're not going to sit around and go, should we do this? No, because no one likes our slabs and no one wants to sell it. Like,
No, but this instantly, like, for example,
it elevates everything.
exactly. Can I say, prior to this, I would have said with absolute confidence, none of my cards would ever be graded with CSG. Right. Not because I hate them.
Why was that?
Not because I hate them. It's just because I'm going to send all my shit to PSA, and if I have lower end shit, I send it to SGC because it's cheap, cheerful, fast.
Yeah.
PSA gives you the most return on investment.
Yep.
And that's it. I have no reason to deal with any other company. That's my logic.
Yeah, I
respect CSG, but I don't
your
need...
needs are already been met.
100%. I don't... But, like, even when I'm searching a card, I never search for a CSG 10.
Right.
I don't, right? Simple as that. However, that process has made me go, there's some cards that I'll never send to either of the other two companies. Or that I might...
This is also cheaper than SGC.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus.
By $10 a card.
SGC, yeah, done. But the problem is with this, obviously, like, it goes straight to auction. So there's cards that I don't have too much attachment to that I don't want to sell raw because I'm like, that's not, if I put that in a slab, but I just don't know. I'll be basically keeping an eye on the auctions. But now you could also put an integrity question and say, are PWCC going to pump their auctions for a few weeks? All the CSG cards breaking records. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I think we have Soccer Cards United cards
that we could definitely test it
we
out
could
with.
do 5 of these with.
True.
Because this is a genuine, like, this is something that I would love to
experience
full circle, because this is like the kind of innovation that actually works. Like, you know, a grading company comes along and says, we're going to use digital technology to scan, to do this, to do that, but this is the kind of innovation that actually removes problems that I had. Like, you know,
I don't need an NFT of my slab.
No, what I need is, like, I don't want to have to send something through a whole bunch of forms to CSG, get those back, deal with all the customs for submitting from a foreign country, forms both ways, then do the whole thing again with an auction house.
No.
You know? So it's we'll be keeping a keen eye on.
Can I say, I feel like the people that probably... The idea, I mean, I get they're owned by the same company, but I was going to say that's more of a CSG move than a PWCC move. Would I be right in saying that?
Maybe so, yeah.
Like, which company took over which? Like, I'm assuming CSG was bigger than PWCC, or no? Am I right?
I think Collector or
CCG.
CCG bought PWCC.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, because Jay-Z's Rock Nation are investors and everything in CCG.
Yeah. No, that's just such an intelligent move.
Yeah.
That's genuine innovation. I love that. That's mental. Sponsor us, though, please. Please. Someone's listening.
So, yeah, I just think it's a great idea.
That's my takeaway. Is it's a great idea.
The only thing I can think that's kind of like this would be, and I don't know if Golden, if you have something to Golden Vault and you send it to PSA or anything, but like I know on ComC, who should have been industry leaders, but just completely didn't keep up with the technological advances.
Their website looks so bad.
Exactly. Like, just make a better website, you know?
It's not that difficult. Meanwhile, our website needs improvement.
But, like, on ComC, you can submit directly to VGS.
Okay. But can you send raw cards to Golden? Does Ken ever dare? You
probably can. Only sell stuff graded by
3 of the whatever companies.
VGS, PSA, and SGC. He doesn't sell CSG stuff.
That's a bit mad, isn't it?
I don't think that was his policy at one point.
Yeah, it was. I believe.
So now you have a situation where CSG cards are only sold by PWCC or on eBay or, you know, privately. Golden doesn't sell them. So that becomes harder then to find. Like, you might say, oh, CSG cards don't have any value compared to PSA cards, but if they were on Golden,
they'd be doing fine. But it's interesting because the cards you submit there are cards that you want to sell. You know, like, you can't use that process to keep a card.
No, they're cards that you've already decided you're gonna. They're basically like the way your aunt's talking there.
But you're like, you don't even know what it's gonna get. There's no subbing it and saying I'll crack it if it doesn't quite.
No, but that's it.
That's good.
I just
think that I definitely own cards I could do that with. That's my thought process right now.
Yeah.
But I'm also scared a little bit.
We all are.
We're all scared.
And not just about this.
But listen, if you have a Roberto Baggio Preferetti,
yeah, it's worth putting in.
Send that there, get that slabbed up, and then the bidding wars will start. You get 33k and you're out.
Yeah,
I love it.
Great stuff. So that was a rare story from the sports cards industry that we read and went, good.
Yeah, that's
Try that and come back to us.
yeah. There's some potentially huge gearing holes in it.
That we haven't spotted, or
No, the ones that we
have
did
spotted.
spot.
Yeah.
I didn't spot it initially. When you said it to me, I was like, "Jesus, I sound crazy."
Yeah.
How did I not see that black and white? But when you put it in golden and PSA terms, it made a lot of sense. But yeah, no, good idea.
Good idea.
That's
Let's
what
see
I'll
how they execute it.
Because that could elevate the status of CSG.
Completely so.
Yeah.
Completely so. Speaking of auctions and grades, just before we had our conversation with the airport person who told us it was fine to bring whatever we wanted onto the plane,
Sounded very questionable.
we had just finished following an auction that was being run on eBay by old Probstein.
Classic.
And it was a Erling Haaland 2019-20 Topps Finest Champions League
Prize
footballers fusion insert numbered to
20.
20. Green red in a B
GS,
GS
9.5.
9.5 non-graded higher.
Yeah.
Fire invest fire
Pop
emoji,
one.
fire emoji pop one. PSA question mark.
PSA 10 question mark.
Yeah. So
Definitely not PSA 10, by the way. The centering was awful.
yeah, we own the blue red in a PSA 10, which is pop 4.
Invest.
Fire emoji. So we were kind of thinking like, oh my god, look what's just come up for auction.
We'd like that.
We'd like that because the based on the pack odds, the blue red is calculated to 40.
Yeah.
But the green red is numbered to 40, serial numbered.
Yeah.
So we were following it. Sitting in the airport, it started to take a bit of a jump.
But it was lingering for a long time, low by what we thought we'd get for it.
Then it went up to $3,000.
Yeah.
And then we looked again, and it had jumped to 6,000.
Yeah.
And we looked at the bid history, and it was a no feedback account.
Two no feedback account
had bidded it up from 3,000
to 6.
It was 3,000, but like 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, this wasn't like a last second bid. This was like a 5 minute to go bid.
Yeah, so we were there because we were going to bid in it.
We literally got to the airport, and instead of doing the process you do in the airport, we sat to the side waiting for this auction. Then we were going to do the airport.
Yeah,
because we had enough time.
So it's just us having not slept at 3:30 a.m. sitting there looking at
It's
this.
about 4 a.m. at this stage.
Was it?
For context,
Yeah, it was just before we had the
taxi was
conversation.
3:30.
Right, for context, the taxi was 3:30. So, so we're sitting there and we're like, we have an idea of what we want to pay for it, and then it jumps to $6,000. We look, okay, they look like they're shill bids.
First we were like 6,000, okay, and then we checked the bid history straight away.
Yeah,
because
also if it's a Probstein auction that you're bidding on, you're going in assuming that you'll be lucky to get out of there without being shilled.
Yeah, and like from our point of view, it's weird because if it went from 3,000 6,000 in the last seconds, fine. But for me, most people leave an auction, they wait until the very end. So at this point, we got to 5 minutes to go at 3,000.
Yeah.
And we just about got to 3,000. Like, it wasn't flying off, you know?
Yeah.
So we knew that there was going to be bids towards the end because there was a lot of watchers. It was a hot item. Jay Cutler's burner tweeted it on Twitter, which we were cursing him for because we wanted to buy it. He said, don't pump it. Don't fucking tell people it's happening.
Leave that there.
Let people forget about Haaland for just a few days.
Yeah.
And when it jumped to 6,000 with 5 minutes to go, we were just like, okay. And we opened the bid history. We seen the zeros. And we were just like, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
And then there was no bids for a while.
Because we'd been following it for 2 days.
Yeah, we were very excited. We wanted it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we were just like, fuck off. And we just put our phone away. We did the airport and we opened it back up. And we checked it a little bit and it just stayed at 6,000. It wasn't like the person, quote unquote, who was outbid wanted to rebid. Like, then it went to the last second. And then at one point, those two accounts just kept outbidding each other, I guess, they panicked. They said we shill build it.
So ideally what happens in a shill bid situation is, right? They're hoping that we're at home.
Yeah.
Looking at it. We see it at 3. Then we see it go to 6.
Yeah.
What you're trying to do with a shill bid is to induce panic in everyone else.
Or hope someone has bid
above. You're trying to get, like, you don't want somebody who had their max bid at 7 get it for 3.5.
No, you want to bid 6 and hope there's someone that has already bid it higher and you're forcing them to put
so
it there.
So you end up having to never pay even though you got the bid.
Yeah.
Right.
And you force someone to pay more than they should have.
Or it's someone that sees it, oh my God, it's gone up to 6. I can't not have this card. They
panic buy.
And they panic buy and they put 10 down and you go, my work here is done.
Yeah. And you disappear. And that benefits either the person who was selling the card or the co-signer who was selling the card.
Yeah.
Or
people
someone who has the card.
Yeah.
Was it us, Jason? Did we shield in?
We have a confession. No.
Me and Jason in the airport bought on PWC. Bought on
eBay.
account.
Yeah. So then the final sale price was
$11,000.
$11,000. Or was it €11,000?
I think euro. I'm gonna pull it up. I think I still have it on my watch list. The only thing on my watch list, just shedding tears.
So yeah, it was not good. It just basically the two. It was
€11,000. Sorry, Jason.
€11,000.
$12,000 on the bottom.
Right.
Very specific amount, might I add.
Yeah. So that's somebody's max bid was obviously 12,000.
Yeah, but that means someone shilled like 11,500 or something. Or more.
Now, did the winning bid have any feedback on their account?
I'll tell you now, but no, I'm pretty sure no is the answer. Dun, 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 dun. Zero feedback. And, oh no, get this. There was 3 people in the mix.
Right.
Right. So the $6,000 bid
Yeah.
was from a zero feedback account.
Right.
That was then bested by a $9,000 bid
Yeah.
by a zero feedback account.
Okay.
At which point, someone else bid, and the 9,000 bid. The person who bid 9,000 had actually bidded. Okay, here, this is perfect. This is so fucked, Jason. The person who bid 9,000
Yeah.
to beat the 6,000, their max bid was 9,600 because someone was trying to bid in between, and then their bid kept coming up.
Yeah.
Then someone came in with one feedback
Okay.
and bidded 12,000 on the button.
Right.
And then the person who had bidded 9,600 as their max won the auction with a $12,001 bid.
Right. So it may be that somebody created a new eBay account just to make a bid on this auction.
Absolutely.
However, given the caliber of this card, that's highly unlikely. So
We kind of just have to see what happens. Like, will Probstein list it again?
the question is, yeah, because at a certain stage, if you're...
And by the way, that's 19 out of 20.
Oh, which is the season it's from. Isn't that fun?
We should have put in a $12,002 bid.
Oh, we messed up. But the interesting thing is that because that now is a comp,
Quote unquote.
none of us can prove it wasn't paid for.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I think you can eventually.
Can you?
Yeah, if it's not paid for eBay, something happens, yeah.
Okay.
It just, you're going to have to wait like 7 days or some shit.
All right, so we keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
But basically, that benefits if it was to ever come up again at auction. It's just dirty.
Yeah. Because that could have finished at 3-4 grand.
Now, are we angry because we wanted the card? Yeah, of
Yeah.
course we are.
Are we quote unquote happy because we own a similar card that kind of pumped the price of?
Yeah.
Technically? Not really.
If it ends up that it was paid for, great.
But it just wasn't.
But I don't think it was. No.
No, because it was at 3. Like, it wasn't.
So there we go. So that's that. We want to know if you were the one that bought that card, write in
Yeah, that was no.
and let us know, or if you know the person that bought it, or if you have any thoughts on that auction.
No one bought it. Probstein bought it.
Probstein bought it off himself.
And then didn't pay, and there we go.
Yeah.
That we were literally so sad and dejected in the airport because 1, we were tired, and 2, we were looking at that for like days thinking we could get it.
Yeah. And we were so excited when we're in the taxi to the airport,
And it was still at 3 grand.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we might get this.
Yeah. We can do
best
this.
that. We can best that. And we were very excited. We were going to put in our bid at the last second, classic.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
It got shilled.
Got shilled. We got shilled.
We got shilled. Yeah.
By Probstein. It happens to everyone in the hobby at some point. People are bringing us going, first time.
Yeah.
With that meme. First time.
First time? No.
We should have made that meme.
Not my first
for
time.
Twitter.
Peter Griffin. So, right. Let's move on to your football week. That was Hobby HQ, by the way.
Oh my
If you haven't
god.
listened before, there's 2 segments. I wanted to just say that...
I still can't get over how good the show is when you put that first.
I know.
Like how much sense it makes.
It's unbelievable.
We spent a year talking about football first, and people were like, "What is
People are
this?"
going to sleep, and driving their cars to work, and falling
Dying.
asleep at the wheel. Meow. So, legendary footballing agent and man who completely changed how modern football transfers are done, Mina Raiola, died this week.
Twice.
Twice. At the age of 54. Very sad.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. And I just wanted to encourage people. Mina Raiola was a very divisive figure, often like painted by journalists as greedy and
Fat
money
cat.
hungry, because journalists say, let's say you're a journalist covering Manchester United, for instance, you get briefed by the club, and the clubs hated him.
Yeah, hate him.
So, they're telling you he's asking for he's unreasonable, and most journalists just print whatever they're briefed, like whatever.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so they go, oh, you must be, and yeah, but I would recommend reading his story because he was raised in Italy, and then his family moved to Amsterdam, opened a pizza restaurant, and he started from working in the pizza restaurant where footballers and agents and managers used to eat in this restaurant a lot, and from that he started to get involved in the football industry, and he started off bringing Dutch players to Serie A. At the time, Serie A was a top league, and just went from there. I mean, Zlatan, famous client of his, Haaland, Moise Kean,
Paul Pogba,
loads and loads, and his players loved him. And someone made a great point, which is to say what you like about Mino Raiola, but if you're a figure who's loved by the people that you work for and hated by multi-billion-dollar corporations, you're probably an alright guy.
You're probably doing it right.
You're probably doing it right.
Like, football clubs hate him. You're representing a player.
Yeah,
it's like hating a trade union.
Exactly.
Is the trade union fucked? Corporations are probably fucked.
Exactly. Yeah. This man is trying to get as much money as he can from the checks notes Saudi royal family
on behalf of his player.
Yeah, who
has a 20-year career.
Yeah,
but in fairness, like, Sir Alex Ferguson hated him, and I know.
But Sir Alex Ferguson hated a lot of people.
Yeah, true.
And was a grumpy old bastard.
And was basically Man United, you know. Like.
Yeah. So, but like when you look at it, I just think I think it was
But he didn't really have many players that were settled at a club, so you could argue that he wasn't looking after.
No, he was definitely what I would call a destabilizing influence.
But I think he's someone that, like, like, it'll fuck with your career. Like, if he was like the agent of Messi, he would not be happy that Messi's at Barcelona every year of his career.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah,
and then he could have impacted Messi's career by getting him to move.
Yeah,
on the benefit of getting the fee. But you could also just argue he's just saying, listen, you have a 20-year career.
Yeah.
If you make a move, you're going to be making more money per week, and that's going to set you up for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, that's like if you go to outside of football, if you go to a career consultant or a recruiter or anything, they will tell you that if you're in an industry like tech, you should be moving jobs every 2 years because you get a pay rise every time you move.
Yeah, absolutely. You move diagonally up, you don't move directionally up in a corporation.
So you should be. And if you apply that simple thing that we all take for granted in any other job, why would footballers go, no, I'll probably just
stay here and be undervalued?
Wait. Yeah.
Like Rudiger, for example.
Yeah.
They're going to have to replace him with like an £80 million signing, whereas they could have just
bumped up his wages.
Yeah.
So, polarizing figure. But I would recommend, I've just been reading some articles about him and stuff like that, and some, watching some videos about him. And I'd recommend going and having a look because, like, even stuff like Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland would not be considered the player he's considered now without Mino Raiola. And when you consider who the likes of Erling Haaland is in the hobby, like he's one of the football moving to a hype-based economy
characters
is the likes is something that Raiola was a key part of, along with like George Mendes and stuff like that. One of the things I learned from reading about him was in Holland. In the 90s, this is one of the things he helped to end. Players' transfer fees were basically fixed in a range based on their age.
That's so weird.
So you didn't like the idea of paying, whatever it was, 10 million for an 18-year-old or for a 34-year-old just wasn't done. And he came along and said, why would you not get every bit of money you could? And that's how he started. He said, don't move to Dutch clubs, they won't pay you. Move to Italy, they'll pay you. And it was really, just go and read about it basically for people. It's if you're into football and into football business, which you obviously are, if you're into trading cards, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. We have the European football second legs this week of the semi-finals. Villarreal Liverpool tomorrow, Tuesday, and that's more or less wrapped up, we think, but we don't know.
We're hoping it's not. We're hoping we get some real excitement there, but you never know.
We'll definitely have big excitement at the Bernabeu on Wednesday night. It's 3-4 on aggregate. Man City taking a 1-goal lead.
That game's going to be nuts.
That game is going to be nuts. Casemiro's back. Somebody's going to get absolute... Casemiro and Fernandinho on the same pitch.
No.
The last-ditch tackles are going to be...
No, that's going to be just a crazy game.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. The Bernabeu as well. Oof.
Oof. Oof. That's some insightful commentary by us.
No,
there.
that's just...
Oof.
That's all you
Oof.
can say. Is like that's just one of the...
That's maybe the match of the season.
I mean, you could argue the first leg was, but
yeah.
In terms of anticipation for a game.
And I read there that UEFA are once again considering moving the semi-finals to a Final Four format and just having one leg semi-finals and then the final all in the same city over the course of a week.
Okay, make it into an event.
But
that would ruin the magic of this.
Everybody knows.
But you could argue there's 2 legs right there that would argue for each case. Do we need? And not no disrespect to Villarreal.
Yeah.
Do we need to see the second game now?
We've seen things turned around.
We have. Oh my! Imagine the games we could have missed out on. Now, obviously, those weren't semi-finals necessarily.
Yeah.
I mean, was the Barcelona Liverpool 4-0 was a semi-final. So there you go. There's something beautiful about 2 legs, but at the same time, they are playing so many games. That's the smartest way to reduce that is to just remove second legs. But the second legs are beautiful.
But for me, if I look at this is from this thing is the messed up thing is this is coming from UEFA, who just brought in the Europa Conference League. So if you're that concerned about so many games,
what are you doing?
Maybe don't start a new competition.
Yeah, but at the same time, the people in those competitions are not the people.
Well,
don't know.
No. Look at Spurs. Spurs in the Europa Conference League, and this year and 3 years ago, they're in the Champions League semi-final and Champions League final. Yeah,
but it's like the Conference League. If you miss out on Champions League, you get to play in the Conference League. It's not like you can play in both.
No, what I'm saying is UEFA would be arguing that there's too many games
in a calendar.
So we can't sell, like, we're dividing people's attention. They can't pay attention over 2 legs to the Champions League. I'm like, they can. Champions League semi-final football is generally the best game of the season.
Yeah, but can you at least say, and that's true, can you at least say they must be a little bit genuine with what they're doing? Because what they're really doing, like, why have 1 game versus 2? Do they think having it all in one city will turn it into a much bigger financial situation? Maybe.
I think they want to move to I think basically, and look, I personally think what it is they're looking at America and other international markets like China, and they're saying
if we can just get 2 semi-finals and a final in Saudi Arabia real quick.
Yeah, but like they're going like, one, we can sell the rights to that city.
Okay.
That's huge. But also trying to sell, the first leg of semi-final is this Tuesday and the next semi-final leg is next Wednesday, and there's aggregate and this and that. Like, that is complicated. If you go to America and you say these are the best 4 soccer teams in the world, and over the next week they're going to play a playoff.
Yeah.
This is the final. As soon as you say, even the fact that they said Final Four, that's taken from American sports. So they're
going to brand it, basically.
That's what I'm saying.
They reduce the games, but they'll brand it.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up more money than having 2 games.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. These people, they can't be stopped. That could be
stopped.
great, though.
Yeah, like, think about, they know how to sell tournaments.
Yeah, but like, imagine if Atletico Madrid were they get into the semi-final of Champions League and it's in Rome, say, for example. Yeah. Or it's in fucking LA, because probably they're going to do that.
Yeah.
It's in LA. You'd be like, and you're up against maybe Frankfurt, and you think we could get to the final.
Yeah.
You'd love a trip to LA for that event.
No, but yeah, I know. But also, I just think there's something so great about
the home stadium.
You go to, like, for Villarreal and Liverpool. Villarreal, Liverpool, they went to Anfield.
Madness.
So amazing, to go to Anfield. And then you lose 2-0. But the reason you're not completely distraught is because you get to say that classic thing of, but they have to come to us next week. Yeah. No, that's...
Do you know what I mean? You can't replicate that.
You can't replicate that.
Like, the Euros and the World Cup can be in a city.
Yeah.
Don't touch the Champions League. Don't mess this up.
Don't mess this up.
The final. Put the final wherever you want.
Exactly.
Don't mess this up.
No,
that's true.
Then we have in the Europa League, Leipzig are taking a 1-goal advantage into the match with Rangers at Ibrox on Thursday. Eintracht Frankfurt have a 2-1 advantage over West Ham. And then in the Conference League, it's Marseille and Feyenoord, who played out a 5-goal thriller in Feyenoord and are now going back to Marseille, who just got walloped by Lyon. And Roma, Jose Mourinho's Roma, are playing Brendan Rodgers' Leicester City.
It'd be funny to see Jose Mourinho be the first winner of the Conference League.
It'd be so good.
Then he won the Champions League, Conference League, Europa League.
Yeah.
European football and Jose Mourinho.
Bring a European trophy to Rome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then to go into the Euro 2024 as the manager of the Top Sticker album as the European.
If you're
manager.
in the hobby, you got to show for Roma.
You gotta.
Because Jose is bringing us all to the moon with that sticker album. So a big week of European football, and then just to finish off, we want to say
another manager who's going to the moon.
Another manager going to the moon, who's been living on the moon for some time.
Yeah, what a man.
Carletto
he took a small break at Everton.
Yeah, maybe the best managerial #glow up.
Yeah,
in any one season.
That's true.
Dead
ass
to come in to leave Everton, having had them in Christmas 2020, have them in second place in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Then leave them when they were maybe 18th in the Premier League. Go to Real Madrid. You get the call. Do you want to go back to Madrid? Yep.
Do you Carlo want to deal with Vinny Jr. instead of Richarlison? Yeah.
You go in there.
So Richarlison Everton, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, you're right. He scored the win in Chelsea. Okay. And then he got in trouble because he held the flare and ran around the pitch.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I missed that game. I heard the atmosphere before. It was nuts.
Yeah. And then, so Carlo Ancelotti this weekend became the first ever manager to win the title in Europe's top 5 leagues. He has won the Premier League with Chelsea. He's won the French League with PSG. He's won the German League with Bayern. Mm-hmm. The Serie A with Milan, as well as 2 Champions Leagues with Milan as a manager and 1 as a player. And now he's won La Liga with Real Madrid. He didn't manage to win La Liga last time at Real Madrid. He won a Champions League instead. Boo-hoo.
Real Madrid don't have a huge league. Despite their dominance over the last decade, they haven't won too many league titles.
Yeah, the leagues have generally been Barcelona's, and Europe has been for Real. But yeah, unbelievable achievement.
Incredible.
Real, like, I've just been having seen a lot of them and having paid close attention to La Liga this season. They've just been on another level. There's been no other team, Atletico, Barca, Real Betis, Sevilla. There's been no other team that's been anywhere close to their consistency. Because the one thing about Real Madrid, we saw them with the Man City as well, the Man City game, is that they go into every game saying, we're Real Madrid and we will win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's why that second leg is going to be amazing.
Yeah. They're coming off. They're going to have home advantage.
Is that Tuesday?
Wednesday. Why are you not free Wednesday?
No, I am, but I was going out. I'm doing Korean barbecue tomorrow.
Oh, wow. You'll enjoy that.
Yes, so it's going to be Korean barbecue and then the match, and I thought it was going to be that match, and I was excited.
Yeah, we'll have to hear about how Korean barbecue went on Thursday's show.
Yeah, for sure. I might try and move it to Wednesday because I was supposed to go with Francesca to watch the PSG Real Madrid game in the Bernabeu.
Yeah. So
it'll be nice to go Korean barbecue and then watch the Bernabeu game in like the living room.
Yeah. So, that'd be lovely.
I might hear.
So Real Madrid, there's some great pictures of Carlo Ancelotti with the cigars and the celebration, and he's dancing on the team bus and everything. But yeah, just we just for the crack, because we're on a bit of a Italian calciatori sticker kick at the moment
vibe.
We went and looked, and as far as we can tell, his rookie card is a Panini Calciatori 1979, his first season in Serie A.
Can I say we looked this up just before the show? I would not be surprised if we're wrong.
No, it's.
I'm scared. Someone's gonna.
Before this year, he was in Serie C, so it's either a rare. Anything before this is
a pre-rookie,
super rare, and could just be called a pre-rookie.
But I'd like someone to send us some Carlo Ancelotti shit prior to this year if it's out there.
If it's out there, do.
That's a beautiful sticker.
So it's a cool sticker. You can see his eyebrow is basically in the classic pose that it's been in for 50 years.
Yeah, doesn't change.
And it's a Roma sticker. You can see the old Roma crest there with just the wolf that they went back to. Mm-hmm. And it's from 1979. And since then, he's just gone on to have a glittering career. I mean, just became the first manager ever to win all 5 domestic leagues and top 5 leagues. 3 Champions Leagues as a manager and 1 as a player, I think.
Yeah, he won 1 with Real Madrid, didn't he?
Yeah.
He might win another one this year.
Loads of titles, loads of everything. Voted best manager of the world. Loads of, played at World Cups and all that stuff. Here's a Raw sticker from 40 years ago. Guess the price?
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, you've already seen it. Okay. It's available for $80.
Yeah. But I think even more so, there was a PGS 9.5. They're available for $1,300.
Yeah, graded by BVG.
Oh,
Vintage grading. There's another one.
Can you check the sold and completed, see if anything has moved in this week, Jason?
I
Just to
can't.
see. Does winning all top 5 leagues
I'm
and
actually going to go to...
golden.
No, I'm just going to go here and just search Carlo Ancelotti and just see has any of his, even his autos. Because
Yeah,
he has,
yeah.
like, look at that.
Some beautiful
You'd
managerial.
love that. Look
autos.
at that. He's in the Milan. Look at that. Managing Milan with the crest on it. Oh, yeah.
No, the Immaculate. See, if it wasn't so expensive, like, we'd have so much fun ripping Immaculate because, like, that's not a good hit, quote unquote.
I
But
tell you what.
we would have some smile.
Would be a great set if you could complete it. I don't know if he has cards for each managerial
Yeah,
job.
yeah, that's
But there's a
nice.
Bayern Immaculate. Milan Immaculate. Oof.
Oof, don't get me started.
So here we go. Let's have a look and see.
Is that a PSG Immaculate?
Oh my god! Don't tell me it is.
No, is it?
Everton. Oh.
Ah! No, do you know what? You have to type in PSG.
I do, don't I?
This would be some set.
Oh my god! Talk about a set registry.
Talk about a PC.
Yeah.
I might have to do it.
Ancelotti PSG. No.
No?
No.
No.
Will I search Chelsea?
Yeah, but
No. Oh well, you could get a Manchester tax.
you have to complete the set. 100 Club. No, that's very
interesting.
sad.
But let's see how he's selling. Oh my god! I went to click on the wrong thing. Hang on.
100 Club.
There you go. There's an all-49 Donruss just from Road to Qatar there. Auto. $20.
Yeah, but if they're all road to Qatar, what's that
Could
one?
that Real Madrid?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Look at that.
So we're just missing PSG and Chelsea.
Yeah, $160 that went for. That's unbelievable.
Oh, what a fucking set that would be.
That would be so cool.
They dropped the ball, though.
Yeah.
Everton. How did Everton make it?
There's another Madrid one, look. Or is it? I think it is. Is it under Real Madrid?
Yeah. Says Real Madrid. Or are they just telling you that he currently plays?
No, it's
for-
Bayern. It's Bayern. They just put that in because of the news.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Interesting.
Very interesting stuff.
What a man.
What a man. Congratulations to Carlo Ancelotti and to a lesser extent to Real Madrid. Marcelo also became
The most decorated Real Madrid player in history.
ever.
Yeah, that's mad.
I mean,
Benzema can't be far off.
oh, he's way off.
Is he?
Well, no, he can't be because he's been there the whole time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But still, there you go. So that's episode 85 of Soccer Cards United. We're back on Thursday for Postcards United. Send us in your questions and statements and opinions and all that stuff.
Yep. Shout
At
out
that
once
point.
again for everyone at the London Card Show.
Yeah, great to meet everybody at the London Card Show, and thank you so much for coming up to us and saying hello because it means a lot, and it means that we know we're not just talking into a void.
Instead, we're talking to people's girlfriends at Pillow Talk or wives.
Yeah, who are just trying to go to sleep.
Sorry
Sorry about that.
Sorry about my laugh.
So good night to you all. Good night to everyone's significant others, and we'll see you on Thursday.
See ya.